Right, well, good afternoon everybody. A fantastic day up here in the northeast. Been well over a week since I made the last video, so anybody tells you retirement's easy, forget it. I've never stopped the last fortnight. I've been really busy doing little jobs for the daughter around her house, checking out on the new garden. I've got a lot of work to do out in there, so I'm busy making plans for next year. So as well as being up the plot, building my new shed and trying to keep on top of everything that's going on in the garden. At the moment I'm down home, saving me 6x6, and I spent this afternoon getting ready for me spring and winter baskets. So what I didn't do this year was to take a few cuttings from the ivy. Now I've got a few ivies in the side of the flower bed there, but I never got around to taking any ivies. So when I was in Shield shopping this morning, I went down, and lo and behold, there's some nice little pots of ivy. Well, that's only one. There were 99 pence per pot, but when I've taken them out and split them up, I've gotten actually 5 pots out of each plant. So it's cost us less than 20p for a plant. So I've now got a full dozen for 3 nice spring baskets. So I've got polyanthus, I've got primrose, I've got pansy, I've got some lovely ivy, and of course the bulbs I showed you 4 nights ago. I've got the small dwarf daffodils and some of the other bits and pieces I'm putting in. So I've got everything I need now for my baskets, but I'll not be doing them until around about the February, March time. But I'll keep you updated on how the stuff's grown. I want to start the bulbs off maybe it's the end of next month, back of end October, beginning of November. I'll get my small pots out and I'll start planting the bulbs into just small pots like that, and by March there should be just a nice growth ready for planting into baskets, and you get a fantastic display. But that's a long time off yet, but as I say, I'll let you get well prepared. Just a quick note on some of the new subscribers. There's quite a few coming online now. Me and Roger's over the moon that we're getting such a wide and variety of audience from people from the States, people from all over the country that's watching and enjoying our channel. Well, thanks very much, as I say. We're like to try and help out as much as we can. If you've got any comments to make, don't forget to make them down below, or get on my Facebook page. As I say, it's been a fantastic time the last couple of weeks. I've been really busy down the plot, trying to get bits and pieces done. And what I did do is I got down to the Nuts Flats Memorial on the banks of the Tyne, where I hope to start the new video off. Now I will be doing that in the next couple of weeks. I'll be going to look for seaweed and hopefully start off the new video. I'm just watching the neighbour coming out, and she must be busy chatting with Mick. Yeah, if you check my Facebook page, it's fantastic. I had a great response down there from some of the people. But I will be starting my new video off down there, and hopefully we'll do a walk around the garden and see what everything's like. But for today, I'm cracking on with saving seed. Just a few of the bits and pieces I've got. Hi Anne. There's the large hillbilly, definitely saving that one. That's a large orange I got this year from Sutton's. Now I've just from King Seed. I've just got my King Seed catalogue this morning, so I'm over the moon with that. It's the King Seed catalogue. I've just been having a little look through there because some of the seeds I got from last year, I want to try and save the seed and just check that in F1 varieties. That's a Corfu tomato, absolutely fantastic. They were from Mike Street, and as I say, I'll be putting all them away to seed today. You know how I like to take my seed, just wash them, warm water, strain them off and put them on some tissue paper, and of course not forgetting the old yellow sulphur. I don't like using chemicals, but that's the closest I'll get to any chemical in its natural form. Yellow sulphur. I always use that for my seeds. Well, I did bring down yesterday the pea hunter. Just brought them down, and they're nice and they're just starting to dry out nicely now. So well, you can hear them by the crinkle there. Some of them are coming on really nice. Of course, when you open them up, if you can just absolutely fantastic. Some beautiful seeds in them. Over the moon with them. So that's French bean hunter. Now what I'll be saving these for, I'm going to put these in the Three Sisters Challenge next year. I think they grow a lot better than the pea alderman. Pea alderman was fantastic, but they grow a bit too big in the tunnel. Now what I'm going to be doing with the first tunnel next year is what I didn't do, is I didn't lift the skirts and just let the fresh air through the nets. And I think that's one of the problems I had with the corn. This is one of the cobs, and of course this is from Dean Roberts and Dean Roberts' back garden veg plot. And that's one of the Canadian, the peaches and cream. Now I've had some good cobs of it. Not as good as what the English ones have been, but I'll grow it again next year. I'll try it again next year, but it'll be in a lot cooler conditions. My thoughts being that these are bred for the Canadian summers, a little bit cooler than what ours are. They can be quite warm, but I think they're a hardier variety, and I don't think they take the heat too much. Now I grew these in a polytunnel, and I had the sides down. All I had was the doors open, front and bottom. And I think it was a bit too warm for them, and that's where I started getting the problems with these, as well as getting a bit rot in the heart of the dampness, the moisture dropping down. I think it suffered, but I'm saving one of the cobs for next year, and this is what I'll be doing today. I'll just be picking the kernels off, because it's been dried out for a couple of days now, and as you can see the kernels are coming away nice and easy. Just pick them away. Sometimes I do this of an evening in the house. I'll sit in my chair, I'll get a piece of paper, old bit of cloth, and I'll just sit there and I'll just pick away, and there's 4 or 5 lovely seeds off there. Now some of them might be a little bit damp behind, and that's the idea of getting them off now, getting them on a clean sheet of paper, and let them dry out fully, and then of course I just do light dusting with some yellow sulphur, and they'll be fine for next year. So that's a peaches and cream. Once again, thanks Dean Roberts for that. So I've got me pea hunter, I've got me sweet corn, and of course I've got me melon. Now these were absolutely fantastic. These are the melons that I grew in here, and these are the Charleston Grey. And what I did, I checked with my King's book, got my King's book there, and they're not an F1 variety. So what I did, on the slice of one of the melon, I took out, and already I've got a good 3 dozen seed there. They're nice, lovely big seeds. So that's the Charleston Grey. So they're going in, and they're going to go with the peas and the sweet corn for the Three Sisters Challenge next year. And we'll see how we'll get on with that. So as I say, what I'm going to be busy with this afternoon is getting all the seed into the little pots and getting a good dusting of yellow sulphur, and hopefully that'll get them all sorted out ready for next year. But for the time being, as I say, I want to try and crack on as much as I can and get as much done. There's lots to do at the moment. I'm just busy trying to work my way through these catalogues and see what seed I need. I'll not be buying much this year because, as I say, I'm saving quite a lot of seed myself. So I'll work my way through it. So what I'm going to do tonight, tomorrow I want to get up the plot, and what me and Roger started doing is take my tatties up, our main crop tatties. That's a big job. We've only managed to get 2 rows done. We'll do 1 row each day if we can. It's a long row, and of course with our legs at the moment we're both a little bit tired, so we'll just take our time and dig them up, and we're busy boxing them up. We're getting a fantastic crop. So what I might do tonight, I might take the camera up and just dig one plant up and show you what sort of crop we've been getting out of one plant. Lovely potatoes, and of course the main crop, the ziri, nice red ones. We've done really well for potatoes this year. Our first earlies were great, the jazzy. We had some second earlies, and then we had the ziri main crop. So all of them have done really well. I know it's been a strange year for temperatures. They've been up and down. A lot of people have complained about tomatoes, but when you get tomatoes like that, I never complain. Like I say, it's a challenge to grow in the environment that we've got. As I say, next year could be completely different. Cold, wet. I think we had 4 seasons ago. It was a really rubbish summer, cold and damp, and the tomatoes struggle to grow. But you know, if we just take it year by year, we come against these problems, and you know, you just got to try and grow with them. And that's my advice: is to go with the flow. You know, you never get one season the same, so we'll just plod on. But as I say, I'm cracking on this afternoon, getting all these seeds ready, get them all dusted up, and get them put in the envelopes. and that'll be my job for today. I'll be quite happy. See, I'll get up tonight and I'll possibly post online the beginning of next week. Ideally, I want to get on the fish quay and start and collect my seaweed. As I say, the last fortnight I've been really busy, and I've been trying to get this video made about the bank top. So I'll definitely have to try and make a start on that next week. What I'll do, I'll get on. We'll get some seaweed first from the bank top. I'll show you some of the scenes of the River Tyne, and we'll get cracking on this on the video about the seaweed and what compost bins. But that's all for another day. But for the time being, I'm going to crack on with these seeds, put a few of these beans, split them open, get some nice fresh beans out of them. I've got my melon seed. Here's one of that melon that I did grow, was the baby bush, the red baby bush. I'll show you them tonight. They're absolutely fantastic. Got some lovely melons off them. Now, I'll open one of them and I'll take some seed out of there, because they're not an F1 variety either. So I'm thinking of growing some of them in some of my muck bins next year. The sun's just coming out there again, and it's absolutely baking here in the northeast. It's right in my face. I put the video on before, there's a little bit of cloud showing, but it's just getting a little bit hot for us now. I've got the door open in the greenhouse here, and it's still reading 90 in here. It's absolutely baking. Let's see, I never complain about the sunshine, especially in September. It's a beautiful month. I love it when the trees start turning and you get a little bit of colour in the plants, a bit dying off. I've been sorting some of my baskets out and some of my pots out, and I'm getting them ready for the winter, because I've got a mix to make up and bulbs to plant next week. But that'll be another video. We'll do the daffs and some of the spring flowers that will be planting out soon. But for the time being, I'm going to pop up the plot tonight, and I'll show you how we're getting on with the tatey bed. Okay, see you all again soon. Right, well, welcome back everybody. It certainly is a little bit cooler up here in on the plot, and of course this little section here with our main crop potatoes. There was a Desiree. We've managed to get 2 rows out, and already we're just started spreading a little bit of the horse muck that I brought from the stables the other day. We're not going to put too much on. Marcus Stuart Shaw was asking the other day about the Jap onions and about manuring. Well, you know, it all depends on your soil. If you've tested your soil and it's a little bit weak, there's nothing wrong with adding a bit of fresh manure now, and what we like to do is turn it in. But we'll show you this in the next video, or the following video, when we actually start to put the Jap onions in. If you put your muck on the top now and turn it in and leave it, and then in a couple of weeks time you'll be able to lime it so it will not react with the horse manure. And then once it's been limed, we'll probably leave it for another week, which will take winter about the first week in October, which is spot on for me. And that I don't like planting my Jap onions any earlier than that. The soil will be fantastic. Let the weather wash it in for a few weeks. As I say, the muck will be turned in. It will not affect the onions, because the onions you're only planting in about a ½ inch deep at the most. What will happen is when the onions start growing and they're putting their roots down in the winter, and then in the springtime, the roots will feed into this manure then, and that's when they'll get the benefit of it. But they'll not harm the onions first off. As I say, if you muck it now, turn it in, leave it for a couple of weeks, give it a good liming, check your soil, make sure your pH is okay. Around between 6 and 7 is fine, and then you can plant your onions. What I might do is I might start the garlics off in a fortnight's time. Once I get this turned over, get a bit of lime on it, I might put the first row of garlics in. Garlics can go in any time this month, September. They're fine. You're going to be planting them a lot deeper than onions, so it's not going to harm them. So what I'll do, I'll take up one of these plants. As I say, we've been taking up, we've had 2 rows up, and I'll just take one of these plants up to show you what's up the crop we've had. Now there, if you remember the beginning of the year, I got some hops delivered. Now this is one of the beds that will put 3 or 4 bags of hops on. I had a little bit of manure off last year, we'll spread that on, and we'll put the hops in, and I think this has been the result of the hops. And these are absolutely first class. Beautiful, clean potatoes. And these of course are Desiree. That's about that one. And there's a good pound, 2 pound, just out that one plant. So I'm just going to take away a little bit of the surface weed. That's all that just goes straight into the muck bin. The same as the homes. If there's no disease in the homes, there's nothing wrong. If you're heading at blight or anything, there's nothing wrong with composting them. As I say, nothing goes to waste in our garden. Oh, and there's a classic mistake I always make, using the fork. Should really use a spade. But no harm done, that'll go straight down home, that'll get used up tomorrow. It was a beautiful potato, but I put the fork through it. It's just an easy job. Going through them a bit at a time. And as I say, here we are. So first class potatoes, and as Roger says, they're great for chipping. So that's it, crop out the way. I'm well pleased with them. As I say, I'll show you the rest of the bed. I'll just turn it around. What we've been doing, we've mucked it. There's just some small horse manure that I got fresh from the stables the other day. I'll put another bucket out when we finish this row off on Saturday. I'll get another bucket of that out, and this whole bed will be mucked. Roger, I'll turn it all in, and then a week or fortnight's time I'll give it a good liming, let the rain wash that in, and it'll be fine for the beginning of October. First, second week in October will be fine. And I'll get the Jap onions out of the shed where they're sitting up the top end here. I don't think you'll be able to see them at the moment. There's some fantastic dahlias coming out up the top there, the yellows and the reds. And the palms, I've not really bothered much with them this year. I've not had any time, to tell you the truth. We're too busy building. But at the top end there's a swing round, with just the start of the new shed that we're building. You can't see through these giant sunflowers, but that's another thing. But yeah, we're getting on. The back benches are filling up pretty quick. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown there, and let you know how our winter and spring plants are coming on. But as I say, this bed is more or less finished. We'll get the last of the ziri out, we'll muck it, lime it, and it'll be all ready for the Jap onions to go in 3 to 4 weeks time. But we'll be doing a video on them soon. Okay, I'll get over at the back end. I'll show you how we're getting on with the spring flowering. As I say, I've been really busy this last week. I've been taking cuttings from the home. These are some of the trailing plants that I have in my back garden. The Albrecia, and of course I've got 4 or 5 Albrecias there. As you know, the strawberries that we're talking about the other day, there's another runner coming away. That'll be cut off in the morning. No, they've just about filled their roots, filled their pots up, and they're absolutely fantastic. And these are the Senga Giganta. So these will be potted up into their black pots. Next week I'll have to make a mix up for them. I'll do that in a mixer, because I've got a couple of dozen of them to plant out. They'll just sit in pots. And of course I'm awaiting new arrival of the Albion strawberries. They should be coming within the next month. We'll get them potted up in their baskets. But that's all the job to do in the future. As I say, there's all sorts of pots and bulbs and plants that I want to save sitting around the place, so I'm going to start doing a bit of a sort out. Now these cabbage here are the Duncan. These are going inside, so I'm going to have to go down the bottom tunnel, get the last of them sweet corn cleared out, get it mucked, get it turned over. I may have to wash it, a bit of just fluid, and easily be planted in there within the next fortnight or two. The roots are just getting to the bottom of the pots here, and I like them more or less root bound before I decide to start putting them out. And that's what I like about the cabbages that I'm going to be planting out in the garden. I'll explain a bit later on. Moving down there, so winter pansies. A couple of them are starting to come into flower there. Lovely little plants, they've all been potted off. Got about 5 trays of them. They're just sitting out here in the back border, nice and comfortable, no heat whatsoever. And all I've got is just a little bit of covering on the roof there, a little bit of PVC. That's all I've got. And they'll sit out here right until the middle of October. End of October, when the frosty nights start coming in, and then we'll transfer them into the bottom polytunnel. We'll lift the sides up, let the fresh air through, and they can sit in there over the winter, which most of the plants will. Now these are the cabbage. These are the Spring Hero. Oh, they're just getting to a nice size for planting out in the middle of October. Nothing too early. They'll be a nice size by then. There's a little bit of flea beetle been attacking them, but no doubt if I go over them again with a garlic spray, they're nice and clean. A few little holes in them, that's all, nothing too drastic. If I go over there again with another garlic spray, and that'll keep them fine. As I say, they'll be planted out about the middle of October. I don't like planting spring cabbage out any earlier. All I want them to do is get their roots down, get in the ground and get a little bit of top growth on them. Nothing too big before the winter sets in. They'll be spot on. Polyanthus here all potted up. 3 or 4 trays of polyanthus, and of course there's me, which I explained at the beginning of the video. There's little pots of trailing. I did have a few of these down home, and I normally take cuttings off them in the summer, but I had forgotten this year, the ivies. So as I say, I explained, I got 3 pots from Shields, and I've ended up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 plants here, all for £3. £2.97 to be exact, 99 pence per plant. But fantastic. Now these will be getting ready for the baskets. As I say, as with these, the pansies, the polyanthus, and I've got me bulbs to go in, and the ivies. So I'm going to have a fantastic showing in the spring baskets. So I'm well pleased with that. Everything's grown away just as I want it, not too fast. Just taking over. As you see, it's down home this afternoon. It was absolutely burning. September afternoons, you cannot beat it for up here. It's absolutely beautiful. But you've just got to be very careful of your greenhouses and your polytunnels, because the heat can shoot up drastically, and how many seedlings that you've got coming through. So just be careful of that. Okay, so we're going to pop in the polytunnel, and I'm going to show you how we're going to prepare for the cabbage and potatoes, and of course I've got some melons to show you. Okay. Right, well, we're in the bottom polytunnel, and of course, if you just look farther up, the grapevine's just about dismembered now. Roger's had quite a few bunches off, and as I say, the nice little sweet ones. Now these corn here are the British ones. These are Swift. I normally grow a few of these. I did have the Canadian ones in here, but when I started getting some problems with the Canadian ones, I put an extra stone of these in, and I'm glad I did, because we're getting some nice combs just getting on them there now. I know they were late in getting sowed, but they're touching the tops. As I say, these are the British ones, and these go right to the top of the polytunnels, and you always get quite a good crop from them. But I am going to persevere with them Canadian ones. If you can look at the sides in the bottom of the polytunnels, where I've got the nets, the polythene is right down. What I should have done this year, that's just a bit of the fertilizer coming down off the top. What I should have done was lifted the polythene and just left the nets up, and I think that would have been a much better job this year. It would have been a lot cooler. As I say, the Canadian ones will be bred specifically for their cool climates, and being in here in this polytunnel, whereas the top and the bottom door were the only things open, I think it was just a little bit too hot for them. But lessons learned. You can be gardening all your life, you know, and you can make mistakes, and of course the best thing you can do is when you make a mistake is get up, dust yourself down, and then start again. So I'm going to persevere next year, as I say, with the Canadian crop, but they'll go in the far tunnel, in the first tunnel. We'll lift the skirts. What will be going in there when them tomatoes are finished in there, we'll be taking them out. We'll be getting the ground mucked as normal, no lime, because the early potatoes will be going in there. We had the early takers in this one this year, so what will happen here, the spring cabbage will go in there to clean this bed out for us, and next year it'll be fine. The pH should be just right. If it needs any extra manure, so we can add it, and what we'll do is we'll give it a good cleaning out, and the tomatoes will go into here next year. As I say, they're always getting turned around. We're fortunate to have 2 big polytunnels and a big greenhouse. Well, change the crops on rotation, and that's what it's all about. Rotate every year, and you'll keep your soil nice and clean. But as for the Three Sisters Challenge, well, we had some cracking corn, got some great beans, and what about them for a pair then? Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, these are the sugar babes. I know I'm going to get a few comments online tonight, but they're absolutely fantastic. Sweet as a nut, and a really worthwhile crop to try. Now these are just stuck in the bed. If you remember us planting them out, and we'll just let them ramble. They just trailed all over the beds, and of course we've got some fantastic melons off them, and they're really nice. These are the little red baby bush. Now I'll be taking one of these down home. As I explained, once I open it up I'll be saving the seed. The King's catalogue come this morning, so the first thing I did was check. Make sure they're not F1. If they're F1 seeds, it's not worth saving them. What they'll do, they'll revert to one or the other parent. You'll not get the same plant as what was originally on the first strain. So, just a word of warning. If you want to save seed, make sure they're not an F1. Now, these baby bush aren't F1, so once I munch through one of them, I'll save the seed, the same as what I did with the Charleston Grey down home. The Charleston Grey, there's some 4 nice melons out of them, but what I'm going to do with them next year, I'm going to plant them in one of the beds. Whereas I had them in grow bags down home, I don't think there was enough root run for them. Even though I was watering and feeding them twice a week, watering nearly every day, I think the grow bags are just a little bit day tight for them. But hey, it's lessons learned. If you've never tried it, you know, the only way to learn is just try it a different way. There's nothing set in stone about gardening. Once you get your own system going, you try your own different ways. If you're happy with it, then stick with it. I like to try different things, different seeds every year, and it never amazes me. As I say, this is the first year I've grown these, and I'm over the moon with them. We'll take them down home, we'll get a bit of ice cream, and we'll have a nice feast. As I say, I'm over the moon with them. Loads of cucumbers still coming off. Loads lying there. The pumpkins, that was a pumpkin I saved from the grandson's Halloween last year, and I've got some great pumpkins off them. No doubt that'll make a nice soup. We'll try it. The beans, took the last of the beans off. I'm going to skin them, and they're like a haricot, so they'll go into the soup. There's all sorts of stuff you can use at the moment. I'm just going to knock this off at the moment. Well, let's phone. Never fails for me. Mobile phones. What's up to me, I do away with them. Right, so as I say, we're finished in there. This is a grapevine, if you remember. I took the cutting off. It's been absolutely belter. It's romping away. Now I'll wait till this completely dies back before I decide on the shoots. And I think it's just going to be one main shoot there. This little side shoot here I'll probably take off. But there's loads of little side shoots starting to shoot away from there. But we can clip them back. Probably December time. I think I did a video last year. It was the solstice. So it's on about the 20th of December. So that'll be perfect if that's if the leaves are down. But for the time being, I'm still spraying and I'm still watering. It's not getting no feed because it had enough feed in the pot. I don't want to stress the roots out too much, and I don't want to feed them too much. I just want to carry on. There's no fruit on it, so it's not worth feeding it. What feeds in the pot will keep the plant growing, just taking over nicely over the winter. Then in the springtime, once it starts putting on a bit of fruit and a bit more extra growth, then we'll give it a light feeding. But these chilli crops, they're just coming and coming and coming. Now, if you remember, I gave them the last spraying about a fortnight ago, and the chillies have just kept coming and coming and coming. Over there, the bell peppers, the yellow bell peppers, absolutely fantastic. Over the moon with them, and I've been cropping and cropping, and of course the long jaw chilli, well, I'm just over the moon with that. And of course these are a few of the seeds I've got off Dean Hood. Now we've been on about seed saving, so the first thing I'm going to do is take a couple of these long ones off, and they're definitely going in for to dry out. The bell peppers you can get any time, you can get from anywhere. As I say, if you've got a good seed merchant that you use, that you're happy with, I use Kings, I use DT Brown, I use Suttons, all British seed varieties, and I never have any complaints from any of them. So it's worthwhile, you know, just paying out a few extra pound, a few extra pennies for some good seed. I could save one of them peppers myself, but I like to try and get fresh seed wherever I can. I might take one of these horn tomatoes down, get one of these horn peppers, but I'll definitely be saving the long jaw chilli, and I'll take some of them down home to try them out. Be fantastic. But yeah, that's it. Well, that's another video over with. I've come up to do what I wanted to do, and that was to explain the Jap onion bed. We'll get that all cleaned out. where the tatties are. Get the tatties finished, get it mucked, get it limed. It'll be all ready for the beginning of next month to get the jack onions in. They're just sitting up there, nice and quiet up the top hut there. No problem. We're busy just clearing off the last of the tomatoes in here. There's still quite a few at this top end, but I'll take you up and give you a little tour of this top greenhouse. As I say, we've had a cracking crop. Not only the chillies and peppers, but everything else. That's one of the parent strawberries. I'll have to put that back outside. I've forgotten all about that. It's just sitting on the bed there. Now this is another grapevine. It's only 1 year old, this. And look at it. It's already like a triffid. So I'm going to have to cut this right back. But why I've left the side shoots on, because I'll take the side shoots off and I'll use all them for cuttings next year. As you can see, it's shooting away along the bed there. But yeah, I've been over the moon with these, with the bell peppers. Absolutely beautiful, lovely crop. You see the small little hot peppers there, and the long jaw chilies. I've had a fantastic crop. But as I say, if you keep on spraying them, you give them plenty of feeds. They haven't been fed anymore now. They've been kept nice and clean. They've had a bit of garlic spray on them, and they've had no more Epsom salts. As I say, the last video, that was the last one. So all they're doing now is just sitting in the buckets, getting a good watering when they need it, and that's them finished off. But yeah, I've got a few tomatoes still on there, and that one's hillbilly. So I'll be taking another one of them off. I'll be saving that one. But as I suppose, like a lot of people, they've still got a lot of really lovely toms on, and they're still on the turn. So can't complain. Of course, the Spanish plum, I've had quite a few of them off. Still cropping away. The yellow pear, they've been quite nice. Nice little toms. And of course the giant orange. There's two absolutely belters there. They're absolutely beautiful. Fantastic crop. I'll definitely be growing them next year, because they're a lovely tomato, nice size and all. I think they're a money maker type, or they look a money maker type anyway. But there's been some belting tomatoes on them. Of course the leek heads are a little bit slow in coming. If you remember, I shaved these back here in the last one. There's a couple of shoots coming away there. I'm quite happy with that. I'm not in too much of a hurry. I've just left that one on for seed. But I might get a few grasses off there. On the whole, it's been a good year. We're not going to complain anyway too much, me and Roger. As I say, we've been busy cracking on with the new hut, and we've got a few more bits and pieces to do. But on the whole, we're happy with what produce this year. So I'm going to knock off now. As I say, for all those just joining the plot, or just coming onto the plot, I'd just like to say welcome again. I'm glad you're getting something from our videos. I'm just going to try and sort this out. I'm definitely going in for a new camera next year, because moving this one around like this, it's just it's a little bit of a nightmare. I want a new sound system, probably a microphone. That'll help. As you notice, there's no wind today, because when the wind is up, it's absolutely horrendous. The polythene's flapping backwards and forwards, and it really distracts the sound. But not to worry, we'll get all that sorted next year. I might drop a couple of hints to me kids for a Christmas box, and see if I can get a new camera out of them. But as I say, that's it for another video. I'll give you a little show around the plot, what we're planning on doing next year. Save my seed. As I say, if you want to save seed, easiest thing in the world. Just make sure you're well dried out, there's no moisture there. I use a little bit of yellow sulphur. Get them in envelopes, or just wrap them in a bit of kitchen foil, kitchen tissue, just the same. Put them in a box. Don't forget to mark them what they are, date them. And if you want to do a little trial run on them in January and February, is you can put a little in a damp tissue and put them on top of your central heating units, and if they sprout, you're away, no problem. At least you've got good germination. I always take a try it. If I'm saving my own seed, just put a couple away for early on and put them in a bit artificial heat. And if you know they're going to sprout, then you know you're going to get some good germination off your seeds when you actually put them in the garden. So that's another little tip for you. But yeah, I'm going to go down home. I've got a load of seed. I'm busy drying out in the greenhouse down home. I've got my sweet corn done. I've got my beans done. I've got the melons to do. Take them down. I've got loads of flowers. But I'll get them all nicely dried. Bit of sulphur on them. Envelopes marked and box them up ready for next year. And we'll crack on. But for the time being, thanks again. Thanks for watching. If you can't wait for the videos, I know this one's been a little bit longer, but as I explained, I've been really busy. Get on my Facebook page, which is Jeff Foreman on the Pot, and send me a friends request, and we'll get you signed up, and you can chat with me every night of the week. Plenty of guys on there. We've got nearly 1,000 members on my Facebook page, so there's plenty on there. If I don't know what how I can help you, I'm sure there's some people on there that will. But loads of like-minded gardeners. But as I say, if you can't wait for the videos, get on my Facebook page and we'll get you onto there. But for the time being, I'm going to knock off, get on home, and try and get this video online. And like I say, definitely next one we'll get on the bank top, because I've promised the brother-in-law Rod to go down and do a video on his garden from the reclaimed land. If you had watched my Facebook page the other night, and I put a few pics on, bit of reclaimed land that they've taken over down at Nuts Flats. It's absolutely amazing. So I'll show you around there, and then we'll get down on the seafront and get some seaweed. Okay. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing, and of course thanks for subscribing. I'll see you all again soon on the plot. Okay. Bye for now.